Hello, good afternoon, everyone. Uh, that's for those of us in Nigeria. If you're outside Nigeria or another part of the world, greetings to you and welcome to today's session of our post-COVID online series. Today, we are excited to have a very special person that will be anchoring our session today, and will be talking to us about, positioning ourselves in a winning place as it has to do with personal growth strategy and development. And she's going to be making it as practical as possible. Okay, I hope you're all doing well wherever you are. We had to take a break on the post on our online series for a while because of our major program, the Career Day program, which I want to believe you all had the privilege of attending. If you did not, find a way to check out the video on any of our online media platforms and just relive the experience. It had an array of professional and experts, speaking to different issues that I think we need for at a time like this. So please do well to do that. But don't let me take you back to an event that happened last month. So today, the whole agenda and focus is on you. How can you come up with a strategy? How can you come up with a method? How can you come up with a process? How can you come up with a self-reinventing and possibly a self-rediscovery, or shall I say rediscovery, plan that fits you into a time like this and prepares you for the future ahead. All right, we're all familiar with the phrase "we are in a new normal." New normal. What's this new normal about? How can we prepare ourselves enough, or adequately, or sufficiently for this new normal? Okay, so I won't be the one doing that talking or guiding us through that process. I already have my guest and our guest for today in the house. And she's no other person than Yetunde Bankole or Bernard Bankole, otherwise and popularly known as YBB. I'm just going to do a brief introduction. This is a brief introduction. And when I mean brief, it's brief because our experience and our portfolio is such that comes with, it comes with so many points and stuff that you will have to give accolades for, right? So I'm just going to make it as brief as possible. If you need a full download of her portfolio and her brief and all of that, I think she will be in the best position to give you the link to that. Okay. All right. So Yetunde Bankole-Bernard is the executive director of Finch Glow Group, a group of 6 companies in the downstream sector of the aviation, travel, and tours industry. She oversees corporate communications, product design, customer and brand experience. Then she's a communications expert who had an illustrious career working in Africa's leading brand activation agency, at least at the time, EXP Nigeria and TPT Lagos, a PR firm. There, she honed her skills in PR and media relations, working across industries, finance, FMCGs, telecoms, etc., with multinationals and premium brands like British American Tobacco, Dunhill, and St. Maurice, Nigerian Breweries PLC in terms of Heineken and Stein, Unilever, Procter& Gamble, Nokia, MTN, NIBSS, Oceanic Bank, among a long list of others, right? All right, so YBB, as she's fondly referred to, uh, uh, you may be wondering why I'm laughing. She's actually laughing at me right now. So uh, YBB, as she's fondly referred to, is the Chief Experience Officer at the Yetunde Bernard Company, a personal brand and personality development agency, an author, speaker, and mediator. She is a UK certified life coach, MBTI practitioner from Capt, Florida, relationship and image coach, and corporate image consultant. She was trained in New York and Las Vegas, respectively. Mrs. Bankole-Bernard is a member of the Institute of Directors, Nigeria, a professional institute for top directors in the country. Underline the word top directors. What you may want to say, the top fives of the, top five industry. She's also a founding member of Gaia Africa, a private female members club for Africa's top 5% C executives and business founders, among a long list of other things. But please, you permit me to stop there for now before we use the whole time to talk about or introduce YBB. So without much further ado, I'm just going to invite and make welcome YBB. YBB, it's good to have you. You're welcome.
Thank you so much. Can you hear me? Say yes, yes.
Yes, I can hear you. I can hear you. I can hear you.
Woohoo! Yeah. I'm happy to be here. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Whoa, yeah. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Okay. You let me know. So should I take the floor, or how does this work?
Yeah, just take it from me.
You can't wait to hear from me. I can't wait to talk to you as well.
Take it from me.
Okay, I should take it away.
Yeah, take it away. Yeah.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. So hi, people. I'm so happy to be here today. I've been so excited about this. Thank you for that introduction. Patrick? Yes. Can I call you that?
Yes, Patrick.
So everybody calls me YBB because it's easy. Yes, so that's what I prefer. So I see that you are here. So is this, how does this typically work? Usman Mohammed, yeah. I'm happy to see you too. I can see you. So how does this typically work? Do I just talk and I want to know what the protocols are so that I can observe that. So just give me a brief.
I think you have the time to just make your presentation, if I will call it that, or your speech. And then, but also you can also, if you want to invite interactions in between, you feel free to do so. But the idea would be so that we don't interrupt your flow, we can take questions and answers at the end of your presentations. But I mean, you're good at this, so whichever one works for you.
Perfect. How many minutes do I have to talk?
We actually will have 1 hour on this.
Okay,
so
for everything.
You may want to make 45 minutes and then maybe 15 minutes for engagement.
Yeah. I do a bit more with the engagement, but let's go. Okay, so thank you. So today's topic was, I saw that it was developing a personal winning growth strategy. One of the things that I find when we talk about personal is that a lot of times as people, we don't treat personal as personal. We treat personal as public. So what do I mean? So personal winning growth strategy the first thing is it has to be unique to you, meaning that it has to be, for it to be a winning strategy, it has to be something that is yours uniquely. So every time, I don't know how many people have heard me speak here before, but anytime I talk to people, what I usually always ask or say is that, what is your difference? Who are you and what is your difference? So I say to them that the world does not reward us for our similarities. The world rewards us for our differences. So that's why I'm going to choose you over somebody else because something is different about you. I'm going to choose your idea over somebody else's one because there's something different about it. I'm going to take you as, this is the person I want to be my friend. This is the person I want to have in my circle. So generally, if we're looking at a personal growth strategy, the first thing is difference. So number one, the word difference. Thank you, everyone. I'm not going to be able to, acknowledge you as I'm just going to go. And then when I see you, but I can see all of you. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate that. So what is important to you? So I'm going to ask you here to flow with me in the sense that, everything I'm saying is intentional. So don't think that I'm just, even if I gist, it's intentional gist. Okay. So what is important to you? Why am I asking that? Because to really determine what a personal growth strategy would be, or how do I know that I'm growing? How do I know that I'm increasing? How do I know that I'm making any difference in my life? How do I know that I'm making an impact? It's based on what is important to you. So that's why it's personal. So I realized that, especially in this terrain in Africa, for us, we always have prototypes. We say things like, oh, as a man, if you are this and this and this, you must have done this and this and this and that, right? As a woman, once you are this age, this and that must have happened, this and this and this must have happened. So a lot of us craft what we call a growth strategy after what is acceptable what is out there, what is told to us that this is the standard. Now, the first thing, remember I started with difference. The next thing is this: what is important to you? You have to by yourself understand, okay, what is important to me? Who am I? What is it? Why? So when you have all of those pressures of, I'm not doing enough. Oh, I'm not, you need to first of all slow yourself down and wonder, okay, is this I'm not doing enough because of what is expected? Or is it I'm not doing enough because I feel like, see my mates? Or, you have to know, drill it down to you, what is important to you. I'm going to make it a bit more technical by taking you through. I was going to take slides, but I just thought I can freestyle. So I'm going to take you into, this is an intro. So keep that question in the back of your mind. Who am I? What is my difference? Why is somebody, so for instance, how do you know your difference? The people that are friends with you, why are they friends with you? If you are in a relationship, the person that's in the relationship with you, a romantic relationship, why is this person with you? If you are on a job, why were you taking on that job? If you are given opportunities, why were you given those opportunities? If you are the one doing something, why were you chosen to do those things? That, in those answers, your difference lies in there. You need to pay particular attention. So let me give you an example. I remember when I was working, paid employment years ago, and had just left one organization in PR and media relations, and I went to another organization, and we were doing brand activation, experiential marketing, sponsorship, leveraging, all of that stuff. And I remember that every time they would put me on some particular type of accounts. And I used to say, initially it wasn't a big deal. But once there is war and the client is really angry and they want, and it's time for us to do an event or to do something, I just realized that it's me that they'll just move inside that space. I'm like, everyone telling me something. How do you know? What is your difference? Why is the world rewarding you? Why are you put in these certain situations? So I'm trying to tell you what your difference may be. And then it occurred to me, I am so finicky. I'm finicky. I will pay attention. So if they know that, so I just realized, okay, so my boss is like, so that nothing goes wrong, just put this troublemaker, put this person here, right? So that already tells me that, okay, that means that these are my qualities. And focus on these things. That's the next thing I'm saying. So I'm that person that says to you, forget about your weaknesses. Focus instead on your strengths. Why? Anything you focus on magnifies. So people say things like my personal growth, I want to work on my weaknesses. Those days are over. This is 2020. While you're still working on weakness, you have lost your strength. Focus on your strengths. What happens is that every time you focus on your strength and you play towards your strength, it begins to magnify. By itself, your weaknesses will disappear. So that's number 3 thing I've said, focus on your strengths. Okay, so now let's go into the technical proper, developing a personal growth strategy. How many of us, so here I want to see comments. How many of us have ever, written down our core values before? I know that you probably have heard it. If you have worked with coaches or you've worked anything, how many of us have really written down the core values before? How many of us know what our life's values are? I need to see. Put it in the comment section. Do you know what your values are? Yes, no, yes, no. So those are the answers. Is it yes or no? Do you know what your values are? Have you ever done anything about values? Yes, yes, yes. Put the comment section. If not, I'm not saying anything. So Patrick, better beg your people. Yes, 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 yes. Yes, yes, fantastic. No is acceptable too, right? So here's what it is. If you have worked with values before, do you realize that at different points in life, we are talking about a personal growth strategy, sometimes your values change. Your values change. You have core values, which are values of maybe like family, integrity, but in terms of a personal growth strategy, what you're chasing, what is important to you, changes, it shifts. So every time you need to do a check and say, okay, at this point where I am, what is important to me? What is important to me? And how do you do this? So usually with coaching, because you know that I am a certified coach, but I focus on identity, which is like personal, right? So the major things, I know that people use different areas of life, and they say, maybe 7 areas of life, 9 areas of life, 10 areas of life, but I stick to 8 areas of life because I see that it covers everything. What are these areas? So financially, how am I doing here? What am I doing now? Where am I? Where do I want to be? We're going into what is important. How do you really know what is important to you? Financially, okay, so that's one, financial. Family, with family, how am I doing with family? 1 to 10. Am I doing well in terms of, am I doing well with family? Is it something I want to increase or reduce? So you scale yourself. Career, what am I doing in this space? Same thing, right? Then there is health. So we're looking at how do I focus on what is really important. There's financial, family, career, health, personal growth, which is general what you're doing, relationships, and spirituality. People always ask me, what's the difference between relationships and family? Isn't family a relationship? No. The key difference between family and relationships is that relationships are those key strategic connections that you make in your life, on your life's journey of growth. Every one of us, there's nobody that says, I got here on my own. I did it by myself. You would, whether you're on a job, at least somebody started that place of work and somebody employed you. Or whether you got a big contract, somebody gave you the contract, somebody showed you, something. Whether you went to school, you had a teacher. Whether, so in all of our lives, we have relationships that take us to where we need to be. And so that is what I mean by relationships. So how are you doing well in that space? How many closely knit, connected relationships do you have such that if push comes to shove, you know that, this is who I can call, and I know that this is going to go through for me. So everyone that has gotten anywhere in terms of growth, in terms of impact, in terms of influence in their lives, have had people on their way, in their life's journey, that have said a word, spoken a word, recommended them, or when they were not there. So for me in personal growth, one of the biggest parts of creating what is important to you is, what are your relationships like? How many strategic partnerships do you have? I call them destiny connectors. So how are those people, the people that you need in your life? Right? They don't have to be there at all times. So different points of your life, the people that you need in your life. So we're still talking about what is most important. So that's how I'm taking you on how to understand what your values are based on all of these areas. So obviously, you know that this is a quick chat. So obviously there are ways that I can take you deeper into it, but now I have to touch on this and touch on that so I can give you something more cohesive. Okay. So what I've realized is that you also have, why am I telling you all of these things? There are basic foundations that you need to have. You don't just say, I'm running a personal growth journey. This thing, they are doing this workshop here, let me do it. You have to have a basis for where you are going. So if you have by yourself, you know what your values are, you know what your difference is, right? Then you know what is important to you. It's easier to see and say, okay, this is what I need to focus on per time. In a growth pattern, you cannot focus on everything. You need to prioritize your growth. We're talking about winning strategy, yeah? Winning growth strategy. Just know, prioritize. And prioritize based on what is most important to you. So you prioritize and say, okay, right now, what I need to do is financial. What I need to do, but before I do financial now, I need to be more spiritual is 10 too. This one is 9 too. You focus on them. So based on how you score them, say if you have 999, you just know that these 3, I need to focus on these things. Or you have 4, 3, 2, or, you know which ones you are going ahead with. Does that make sense to you? Do you understand? I want to see yes, yes, yes. I'm not sure. I'm still, why maybe you are going to take this back. I need to see that in the comments so I know that you're following me. Yes, I'm not going anywhere. You know how this runs. Say yes, fantastic, Bolaji Johnson, I can see you. Yes, I understand. No, I'm still wondering what's going on here. I'm not sure. Fantastic. Yes, 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 yes. I see all of you. Yes, 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 yes. Fantastic. Okay, so what I find with after all of this, determining what is important, what is this, you need to have a purpose statement. Why am I talking about purpose? Because a winning growth strategy, personal growth strategy, is really the only way it will be winning is if you feel fulfilled. If you feel as if, I'm doing this, okay, I understand this, or finally this is making sense. It has to come from a place that no one else can see. And that is, me, I always call it my tummy. But people understand, it's your inner voice. When you are by yourself, when you are alone, you feel like, yes, this is making sense. So you need to have a purpose statement. How do you do a purpose statement? Somebody raise their hand. I'm not sure. So I think we'll do questions after. So I'm not sure if I saw a raised hand, but we'll do questions after. Okay, there's a question waiting for me. Please, questions, just note your questions. So once we're done, we keep the questions coming, okay? Note your questions, don't forget. Purpose statement. So there are questions that I tell people to ask when you're trying to create a purpose statement. Number one, what are you passionate about? You know all of those things. So what am I passionate about? If I don't know what I'm passionate about, okay, what am I inspired by? What inspires me? What inspires me? Like I see something and I just feel, this is so inspiring. What motivates me? They're different. So what inspires you is different from what motivates you. What motivates you is what keeps you going. What inspires you is what, gives you a direction that, wow, this is possible. Okay, this is possible. This is something that lifts you. Motivates you is something that keeps you going, that pushes you forward, right? Then what do you want to be remembered by? So I found that as human beings, why did I even go into all of this identity matter? Because initially, I was in branding and all of those things, and then I started off a company with my friend who was an investment banker. We started off in image consulting because once I found out what my difference was that I knew how to cross the T's, dot the I's, make things perfect. People that wanted to do something and they didn't know how to do it, I was the one that said, no, let's do it like this, let's put it together, let's do this. So I started off in image consulting and I was working with corporate organizations. We're doing corporate trainings, executive presence, business etiquette protocol. We're doing all of those things. That was in 2010. And then about 2 years after, every time we got into these sessions, I just realized that, you will teach them this thing. The next time the company is calling you, hey, we want to retrain our, I was like, after all this training, we're still retraining. Then it occurred to me that this thing is so personal. You can never generalize a growth strategy. You can never generalize a reinvention strategy. It has to be personal. How does it become personal? What is this person's life goal? What are the things that they feel like, what are the things that satisfy them? And what I realize is that the things that satisfy you are things that you do for other people. Okay? Let me say that again. The things that satisfy you, that give you that full feeling, are things that you do for other people. What do I mean? When you do things and somebody comes and gives you feedback, you know how that makes you feel? When you do it and you do it for yourself or you do it, it's okay. Even when you do things for people, it may be on a job, it may be in a profession, it may be anything. But when you hear that feedback, it does something different for you. So what does that tell you? That as human beings, we all want to be accepted. We all want to be valued. We all want to be acknowledged. And the only way you can do that is to always present yourself as your best self. Every single time you have an opportunity, you showcase your best abilities, your best skills, your best talents. Those are the things that fulfill you. So it's not just, I'm just working on a job. I just want to make money. A personal growth strategy, you can never really feel fulfilled if you do not feel like I'm using all of the things I can use, or I'm at least putting my best foot forward. My best foot forward is not the way I look, is not the way I speak. Those things are enablers. However, my best foot forward is my individuality, my inner voice, my wisdom, my difference. That is the only thing that puts you ahead and fulfills whatever hunger needs that you have. So what did I say? I said, what do I want to be remembered by? So if I am no longer here, what do I want people to say about me? I'm talking about a purpose statement. What difference do I want to make in the world? Now, the world is global, but you know that you can map your own corner of the world. If you are the type that I want to do everything, enjoy your life. But if you can map your own corner and say, what difference do I want to make in this world, right? And the final thing is why? Why? Why do I want to do that? In putting together, so if you are able to answer all of these questions, you put it in a present tense, put it in the present tense and create your own purpose statement. I am this and this and this. I'm passionate about this and this. These are the things that inspire me. I'm motivated by this and this and that. I want to be remembered as somebody that does this and that. I want, when I leave the world should do this and this. That is a personal purpose statement. When you are able to create a personal purpose statement, every time you look at it, you know if you are walking towards it or away from it, right? You will know if you're walking towards it or away from it. That is your personal purpose statement. It has to be action. So let me do something. So for your personal, I wish I could take somebody to give me a statement, but I don't know how that works. If someone can just write, what they think a personal purpose statement can be.
Well, maybe I think you can go ahead and maybe randomly get somebody to share.
Yes, and so anyone. I'm not going to put anybody on the spot. So do you think? Okay. So you can write it, and so what's going to happen is that when you write that, I can tell you this is fine, or you need to add this more, or whatever, so that people can understand. Okay, this is if you're. Yeah, can understand what it means. If I were teaching a proper class, I would have people write out and correct and say, no, let's do this, let's do that. Because a lot of times, so many of us are, especially in this part of the world, we are moved by what we desire, what we need, our needs. We just want to survive. We just want to be able to pay for this and pay for that, and have some means of exchange. That's what we're focused on. But what we don't realize is that these are not the things that will fulfill you. And so each time you're going to keep running after that thing. However, what is going to make you content, hungry for the right things, chasing the right things, and finding all of the things that you need in your life is purpose. Is a purpose statement. It's for you to know this is what I'm passionate about. And when I talk about what I'm passionate and all of those things, that these are things that you already are. You already have them. So I always say to people that we're not going to learn anything new that we don't already know about ourselves. However, we have forgotten. So we're bringing ourselves to remembrance. So you never should feel like, how will I be this person? How am I? You need to focus on what is your talent, your skills, your giftings, your abilities, your difference. And each time, keep reaffirming it, keep stepping it up, keep going into that space, keep being by yourself and trying to question your own realities and asking yourself questions. Hey, so why did this person say that thing to me? So why that? Okay, if I had said this about that, maybe I shouldn't have done that. If I do this, what will happen? By yourself, in your own space, honoring your own difference, listening out for your own inner voice, knowing that when I feel uncomfortable about a thing, I should know I am uncomfortable about these things and question why I'm uncomfortable. And we need to be more aware of ourselves, who we are, what people see us as, and who we really should be. We need to focus on all of these things because these are the things that are really important. When the chips are down, one of my favorite quotes is to be less of who you should be. That too is a form of suicide. So let me take it again. You know what? I have the quote. Let me say it in the exact terms. It's one of the quotes that I've governed my life. So to make yourself something less than you can be, that too is a form of suicide. What does it mean? So every time I'm looking at something, I'm going to take it. Yes, YBB help me. I'm going to take it from Oluwagbenga. Just give me a minute. Let me finish this. So to make yourself less than something you can be, that too is a form of suicide. What does that mean? You don't die only when you die physically. You die when you are not able to express yourself, when you are not able to show up as yourself in all of your glory, in all of your power, in all of your might, in all of your difference. Every time you're not able to show yourself as that, you are dying because you just feel like, I'm not appreciated. I'm not worth this. I've tried everything. I'm working hard. That is not it. You need to learn, who am I? What is my difference? And every time, place a premium on your difference. Show up as yourself every single time. Does that make sense to you? Let me quickly take this. I want to write a mathematics interactive textbook that will help learners all over the world struggling with the subject improve the numerical aptitude. That is not a purpose statement. So a purpose statement, the first thing is, what are you passionate about? So it could be, I'm passionate about education. What inspires you? Seeing people achieve their highest dreams. What motivates you? a crowd of people that do this or whatever, what do you want to be remembered by? The person that brought this to Nigeria, whatever. What difference do you want to make in the world? Education came at, I set lights at, specific things that when you look at it, your spirit lifts. It gives you personal confidence, personal ginger. You don't need anybody to ginger you. When you look at your purpose statement, you'll be like, I'm this and this and that. And you will drive everything to make sure that you're in that direction. I want to help people to understand the importance of self-care through beauty and skincare. But that's not enough. So for instance, why? Your purpose statement always ends with a why. So that what? Why? It's very, it's something that takes a lot of introspection. You have to be you have to really ask yourself these questions. Obviously, that's why you need an identity coach, Abby, because sometimes you can't really, how do you do that, eh? So that is, so a lot of people ask me, identity coach, which one is that one again? What do I need it for? I'm like, don't worry, you're not there yet. When you get stuck with your life and you're like, what should I do? How? Then you know why you need one. So I've sort of like explained what that is. That's a purpose statement. Then beyond a purpose statement, we need a vision statement. So like for every organization, they have mission and vision, right? Mission is, so your purpose statement is like your personal life mission. This is why I'm here. This is what I want to do. I am this and this and this. I should check this out. I'm a leadership coach and a travel expert with the goal of creating home. It is not enough. If you have, remember what I said, guys, this is part of it, but it's not enough. There are steps. I'm not going to take those steps again. Did you remember it? I hope this is recorded. Yes. So those steps, what am I passionate about? What inspires me? What motivates me? Those are the questions you will ask, and answer each of the questions to create a present tense purpose statement. Let's go to vision statement, right? Vision statement, like a mission and a vision. A vision statement is something that is in the future. So something that you can look forward to, aspire to, but it's is who you want to become, what you want your life to look like. So it will probably be something like to change the lives of 150 million youths between 25 and 18, between 18 and 25 years by 2050. That's a vision statement. So a vision statement is a spin-off of your mission, which is your purpose statement. You want this, you want that. Then how? How is that going to happen? So you have to allow your mind to open to say, I want to be this and this and this and that. So what people do a lot of times, they say, oh, I'm motivating myself. I'm taking affirmations. You cannot do those things without a clear plan that is personal to you, that is personalized. So a lot of times, some people, I just see those things and I laugh. They write affirmations for the day. I will be this and this. I am going to be doing that. How? How are you going to do that? It's not magic now. It's not good. If you are not convinced within yourself, if you are not by yourself taking your time to question your own reality and know what is important to you, what your own values are, what your own difference is, you will just keep saying, I will be this, I will be that, and nothing will happen. I'm passionate about training. It's not enough. That's just passion. Ejiro, you have just said passion. That's one. That's answered one question. What are you inspired by? Next. What motivates you? Next. So you're still, so you can see how difficult it is. That's why we feel like we're not growing. Because you're just focusing on one part. We are multifaceted. We have so many parts of us as humans. And for us to be able to complete the circle, it has to tick all of our life's boxes. Finance, spiritual, family, relationship, health, personal growth. So it's not just, YBB is not reading my comments. Did I not? I did. I read your comments about mathematics interactive textbook, and I said that is not enough. I did. You're inspired when whatever, you're motivated by that. You want to be remembered by this. Your differences will help this. Whoa. What difference do you want to make in the world? What difference do you want to make in the world for making impact on children around the world? Now, you need to be more specific. Children aged, you know why I'm saying more specific? So that it can be real to you. If you say impact on children around the world, by the time you see where this child has spoken to this one, that's around the world now, is it not? Let's be specific. Children around the world, what? Children aged You know why? If you say children aged 5 to 7, immediately your mind starts looking at things that are focused to those type of people. If you say children around the world, your mind is dancing. Where? There are many children doing what? If you say children aged 15 to 17, you realize that their realities are different. So even when you are acquiring knowledge that you need, your knowledge will be targeted because it's focused. Our minds, the way our minds are, your brain, even though it can take in a lot of information, you need to be focused. That's why they talk about gazing. Focus is one of the biggest things that you can have. When you are focused on a thing, everything drives towards it. So that's what I mean by focusing. You did the best job, Elizabeth Ayeni, so far, because at least you wrote some things, right? I'm passionate in humanitarian services, especially talking to people to change that. Them to pursue their dreams, all their God-given abilities, not enough. Not enough. You're just spoken. You've just spoken. That's all. You've not said specifics. You're just talking about what you're passionate in this. And I want to remember that someone who empathizes with people and challenge them to pursue their dreams. Which people? Which kind of people do you want? You can't just be with people. What type of people? And then you need to say why. What will it do for you? So that is it, right? I think I've spoken about a vision statement. Have I? Yes? So your vision statement, the biggest thing about having a tight, useful, productive vision statement is that it has to do with not what you, so a lot of times people put vision statement, I want to have this, by this time I want to have, no. Is what you want to do and what you want to be. Two things. For your vision statement is what you want to do and what you want to be. Remember when I started off saying that as humans, the thing that really fulfills us is what we do for other people. It may not make sense initially, but if you think about it, when are your happiest moments? When are your happiest moments? When are the times that you feel giddy, when you're excited, when somebody says something good to you, or when you have done something, you're satisfied and you see how people react to it? That's why we're really not, you're not an island. You need people. You need people. Yeah. So those are the things. So when you're writing a vision statement, keep it in your mind to do or to be, not to have. Because when you're looking at to do or to be, all you're having comes to you. You don't chase things. They come because you are in motion. You're doing what you should do. Okay, so I've sort of like finished the whole technical part. Now I'm going to give you the YBB part, which is the final part. The YBB part is the part of me speaking to you directly and saying to you that every time I speak to people, I always say certain things. If you have heard me speak, there's particular things that I speak about all the time, difference, inner voice, inner wisdom. So I'm going to say to you, number one, own your own journey. What do I mean? So each one of us in our lives, we have been through so many things. Our backgrounds are different. Our experiences are different. You know, there's so many different things. The best way to really own your journey is to accept that this is mine. It happened for me, not to me. What do I mean? Okay, I went through the worst experiences. If I can think of those experiences and I say, how can I convert this such that it is useful to somebody else? Then I will understand that it happened for me and not to me. So owning your journey is to no longer be ashamed, to no longer feel guilty, to no longer feel worthless for where you're from, your background, your experiences, your education. No, it's to know that, okay, where am I now? Where am I coming from? Where I'm coming from is to look back at it with gratitude and to say, I am still here today. I'm going to own my journey, take it up as everything, but every experience that is has been sort of like a pain to me, I need to be able to convert it to be useful to somebody else. So own your journey, number one. Number two, follow your own path. What do I mean? So following your own path is knowing your own voice, understanding that you have a unique wisdom that is yours. What do I mean? Each one of us, when is to, so here's what it is. It's about the way that you feel. So I realized that with feelings, a lot of us run away from feelings. I mean, and as Africans, we are told to run away from feelings. So if you're feeling somehow, you won't want to say it. You just say, I'm not. You know what? Is every time you feel a certain thing, is to be able to, by yourself, question why you are feeling that way so that you can understand it and you can know how to relate with it. So what am I talking about? I said number 2, follow your own path. Let me give you an example. So for instance, there was one day I remember that I was in the office and one of the staff, I wanted to talk to the head of the unit and I'd called on the phone and she wasn't picking the phone. So somebody else, her colleague picked it up and I said, oh, tell her to, that I want to see her in my office. So she said, okay, ma, that's all. But for whatever reason, I decided to hold on the phone. I know that she told her and that's all. And I saw her, she went back to sit down. And I was on that phone. She didn't come back to tell me anything. I was on that phone and I was wondering. But guess what I noticed? Because I was watching her through the CCTV. She would look up and look at the girl that she told that I was calling her. She will look at the phone, but she sat down. She will look again, look at the girl. Her mind was telling her, but she didn't do anything. She sat down. So guess what? I stayed on that phone. Maybe it was about 10 minutes. This thing I'm telling you, I was so angry. I was so angry. Like, I'm going to stay on the phone today. Guess what happened? After the lady now came, ma, okay, I was clinical, and I said, call the person. Both of you come inside my office. But because I was angry, I started to, and this is something I do a lot, I started asking myself, what is making me upset? What is upsetting me? I now realized that it's the fact that she knew what to do, but she didn't do it. So because that was what was upsetting me, and I was able to go into my feelings and say, what is making me upset? Why am I upset? Is it because of this and that? Then I realized what it was. I knew how to speak to her. Do you know what I said to her? When she came into the office, I said, you see, you ask for opportunities, but even the small things, you are not willing. You are not willing to listen. And she said, ma, I don't understand. I said, oh, you know what? Did you not know? Did your body, did your mind, did your everything not tell you that, come back to the phone and say, ma, she's coming or this? I said, how many times did you feel that way? And she was quiet. I said, how many times? Answer me. She said, 3 times. I said, these are the things. This is why we miss opportunities. This is why we don't, get the things that are supposed to be for us. This is why we miss the relationships that are supposed to be important in our lives. This is how we miss destiny connectors. Do you know how? You're sitting down there, you're not even willing to push. You are refusing to listen to your own inner voice. What am I saying? Follow your own path. When you feel a certain way, question it. What is the problem? That is how people get into problems. You met this person, you felt uncomfortable the first time when you just say, maybe it's me. Maybe it's my mind. Then the person dupes you. You now say, and I knew. Yes, you did. Yes, you did, but you did not follow your own path. Your path is your inner voice, is your inner wisdom. Each one of us has been given that thing, but a lot of us have lost it along the way. And there's a way to find it, okay? So that's number 2. The final thing, permit your own freedom. Permit your own freedom. What does that mean? It means that what you need to do, that you know you need to do, allow yourself to do it. It's not enough to hear all of these things. It's not enough to write things down. Permit your own freedom. Allow yourself to be who you should be, in spite of who they say you should be. Allow yourself to be yourself. Permit your own freedom. Thank you, people. So I am done. The floor is yours, Patrick.
Yeah, YBB. That was mind blowing. I could literally sense the fire, feel the fire from where I'm sitting, and I'm like, if we give YBB even the whole day, you just can't get one dull moment. Neither will you, think that she's saying. But you said a lot, YBB, and we're going to go into questions, but I'm just going to try to recap. Try to see if I can just put certain things on the top burner of our viewers' minds. All right, so you've talked about as far as coming up with a winning personal growth strategy is concerned. You address the issue of knowing our difference. You address the issue of knowing what is important to us. I particularly find the part of focusing on your difference from a strength perspective, illuminating, because a lot of times, like you said, people want to look at, I am weak here, I'm weak here, I'm weak here, and then you spend the whole year, trying to talk about, address your weakness. Meanwhile, they want strengths that you have that you would have focused on and get results. You did not pay attention to. So I think that was key for me. And then you also went into, talking about certain growth strategy areas that we need to take into consideration: our financial, family, career, health, relationships. And I also like the difference that you brought, towards a family and relationship. Yeah. All right. Because a lot of people feel, okay, this sense of entitlement towards family, my family member is doing good, is not, and I'm not benefiting from it. How do you go beyond that network and leverage all that strategic relationship, so that you can grow? YBB, I know I've read that quote somewhere, but hearing you say it again, just it was like somebody poured water on me. Aya, young man, you are not, you know, and I'm like, to make yourself less than something you can be, that in itself is a form of suicide. I think
Yeah.
if our viewers, if our audience today will allow that sink in, it will bring a 360-degree change into how they actually inform and come up with that personal growth strategy that you've just talked about. So those are just some of the key areas which I think stood out, among many other things that you've actually mentioned, and of course giving us the YBB aspect, which I am myself, I'm so very much used to. You love talking about difference a lot, owning our journey, following our own path, and permitting ourselves, to live free, to be who we want to be. So quickly, I'm just going to take one or two questions, but while I try to go into all of that, how do you marry all of this with, because there's a comment you made that we need to know our reality and try to deal with that reality. Now, one stark reality that everybody can identify with is the reality of the COVID-19 pandemic. So in the face of this reality, how do, does it necessarily affect your growth strategy in a manner that it has to be a winning growth strategy, or how? What would be your thoughts in that direction?
Okay. So this is fantastic. I'm grateful for this question because it's something I should have mentioned, but there was it wasn't in the conversation. So
Yeah.
COVID-19 happened for me. For instance,
Yeah.
it happened for me and not to me. That's something I learned in this entire process because I've had the most fulfilling time at this time. So what happened is before COVID, everybody were busy going up and down. Hey, work, office, this, so many things. There were so many things I was supposed to be doing, I was not doing. So when COVID happened, it was like the world shut down for us to look at ourselves again and say, what is important to me? And reorganize your life. So this growth strategy I'm talking about, perfect. Reorganize your life and look at the situation. Okay, I have a job or I don't have a job. Okay, I have a family or I don't have a family. What is really important to me? What is my life's purpose? What is my purpose statement? I want to do this. Am I on that journey? Am I there? Am I walking that way? Then the next thing is, what do I have to do to get there? How? Who do I need to help me? That's it. And so, for instance, for me, everybody, people know me, oh, why we be this, that, but I was focused on my work. This time, for instance, I just started my community. In May, I started creating ebooks, started podcasts, started speaking, things that I wasn't able to do before. I mean, if I was speaking before, maybe occasionally because of work or whatever, and then because we have to travel or have to go somewhere, there'll be no time. But this one, everything is online. My goodness, I started making money more, like I have, obviously because of my businesses and, I'm on boards and things like that, you have a fixed standard, but making purpose-driven money. Wow. I'm like, what? That's, so it's about your life's goals, your life's vision, your life's purpose. If you are able to focus on those things, COVID is the best thing, because nobody is now unreachable. Is it not just to send email? Is it not just to do anybody social media? The other day, I mean, this is something I was really excited about. I put up a story on IG and I saw some international figures watching it. And I'm like, really? So, I mean, I saw some global figures. Obviously, I can't tell you who they were. And I know for sure that one day somebody stumbled on it. Immediately kick in. I'm just like, you mean I can reach you from online? So it's to have, You know, in your personal growth strategy is to know that life is not business as usual. You need to be technology inclined. You need to be digitally inclined. Gone are those days when you say, yeah, I don't understand technology. Hey, anybody that doesn't understand technology, that is not digitally driven, just go and sleep. Just know that it's over. Just know that that statement, make yourself less than you can be. That's it. So this time, everything that you have to do, everything that you want to be, you can be it now. You can. Thank you, Adedamola. Thank you. Okay,
Right.
so I hope I answered your question.
Yes, perfect, you did. Okay, so there's a question here from Cherish. Cherish is asking, he said, please, is it compulsory that your mission statement starts with future analysis?
So mission statement, which, no, so there are two things. I spoke to you about vision and I talked about purpose. So your purpose statement comes first. From your purpose statements that tells you who, you know, what motivates you, what inspires you, what you want to remember for, all of those things. Then your vision comes from your vision. What's a vision? Is vision something that you see now? Vision is looking ahead and what I can, you know. So your vision statement is who you will be and what you will do, not what you will have. Some people say, vision is like this. I will have Lamborghini. I will how? What's the way there? Is that it? Forget those ones though. Those ones will come. Is in your being and doing. It's on your path of fulfilling your life's goals, your life's purpose, of showing up as yourself, of being different, that opportunities come to you. Haven't you heard people that just say, oh, and I just saw this and this just happened? It didn't just happen. They were walking a path. A path of purpose. Does that make sense? Thank you. Okay, Patrick.
Yeah, YBB, thanks for that. There's another one here. Etim is asking, he said, what if I dream to work in an oil and gas industry, trained myself in my area of expertise, just to finish, I don't have much anymore to continue my training. Won't this affect, in a way, damage my personal growth?
It's not going to damage your personal growth. You have not answered. Have you done a purpose statement? So why? The biggest thing, the last thing on that purpose statement is your reason. Why? Your reason is because you want to make money. I put it to you. I want to work in an oil company. And so that's why why? Why do you want to work there? You need to know why. What are you bringing to the table? What I always say to my community people, I say, we are givers, we are not takers. If your life is lived by giving, if you just say to yourself, I'm going to give myself. Every time I show up in a place, see, when I'm interviewing people, I can tell people that don't have an aim or people that are coming to take. So if I can sense that you're coming to take, see, the universe, the whole, your environment, this is an energy, it's an aura that you emit. When you are coming to take, you will only, get in contact with people that are like you. So all of you are in it for something. But if you are a giver, meaning that wherever you are, whatever it is that you can do, you will do. You will do it. You keep doing this, trying to get this there. Okay, I don't have funds for this. What can I do? I can teach this in a place. I can do that for this. I can learn. I can intern in a place for free. You will just keep giving. And you, in the way of when you keep giving, good comes to you. You access good. It's not rocket science. You can't say that every time they are volunteering at one, so they're doing this. Why? Why do you want to work in the place? What's your reason? What's your reason? Is it because I want to just have money? Is it because I want to change a life for this? If you have a reason that is behind your head, you will keep giving. And when you keep giving, good comes to you. It's in your place of service. It's in your place of service, that something happens for you. You can't just say, I didn't get a job. I didn't do this and sit down. No. How many volunteering things have you done for whatever things on anything? How many volunteering things have you done? How many internships have you applied for? How many things? And then online right now, the knowledge is a dime a dozen. If you can't afford to pay for something, you can learn about this. The things that you have learned, have you given it back? Have you taught somebody else? Have you tried to say, you know what? No, you are not doing it like, I will teach you. Have you done that? If you have not done that, how does help come to you? It doesn't just come. It is when you stretch forth your hand, giving to somebody, your hand is taken by others. It's not that you are doing like this. How? Let's open ourselves. Permit your own freedom. Open yourself so that good can come to you. That's it.
All right, thank you very much, YBB. Okay, so I will just throw in my own one other question from my own end here. I know you spoke about the need to prioritize.
Yeah.
After identifying what we want to do, why we want to do, how we want to do it, and all of that. Again, I'm still going to take you back to the COVID-19 experience. Does it now? How will you advise or suggest that as young people we conceptualize our priorities in terms of the current reality? What if you were to give one, two, three things that we should be prioritizing right now, irrespective of our own uniqueness that you think applies to everyone? What will be those things?
Prioritizing is always knowledge. Prioritizing knowledge, prioritizing um, putting your abilities, your skills, your giftings to use. What do I mean? So the way that the internet is now, you realize that I've said this to people that today's world is in the air. All of the things that you need to do are in the airways. You need to be in the airways. You cannot be on your seats. You cannot be, even if you want to write, you cannot put those things in hard. You can't do those things anymore. You need to be digital. That's it. So the main thing is for you to know that this YBB, is it possible to have your social handles? They're supposed to give you that. So it's identity coach. My social handles, I'm most active on IG, Instagram. So that is at identity coach. So you can find me on and then I have a Telegram channel. Oh, you can follow. We have about 3,500 members now, all within COVID. I didn't know them before. So, and this is the space of, we opened that in May. This is what, August, in like 3 months, we already have that one. I'm not even really doing anything much. I'm just putting myself out there. So what I'm saying is that everything, you just need to know that if whatever is important to you, you itemize those things, but you realize that the world is global for real. Get yourself acquainted with what is tech, what is happening, what are people doing? People that are in my industry, where are they around the world? How are they doing it? Information, knowledge, digitalization, globalization. That's what you should be focused on now. There's no point doing anything else.
All right, thank you very much. I'm just going. I have two more questions, but I'm going to try. I think they are kind of related. Uh, they're kind of related, so I'm going to try to fuse them into one so that we can still be on time. All right. It's actually addressing the subject matter of our environment, one's environment, right? The first one is like, how can one's environment and surrounding influence one's personal purpose and vision statement? You hear a lot of young people talk about, if you want to blow, you just have to go to Lagos. If you want to do like this, you have to go to this place. If you want to, and yet either for want or lack of opportunities, they cannot do that. So how would you respond to someone feeling or thinking that his environment, is affecting, influencing what kind of purpose or vision that he should be having or dreaming? Then just tie it together with when you don't have encouragement, particularly when you don't have encouragement from the environment that you find yourself, to either go after what you want to go for or do what you want to do or be who you want to be.
Okay, so here's what it is. I'm not sure that you heard what I said the last time. So everything ties back to it. Environment is no longer a barrier. The world is global. Yeah, anything that you want to be, whoever you want to, you can do that from the comfort of your own home. All you need is data. All you need is data. And I remember I said everything is in knowledge, is in education, is in information. So when you say things like my environment is limiting me from being who I want to be, I'm not sure you have articulated who you really want to be. Because when you are able to, so that's why I started off teaching you these things. They are very practical, but they are very instructive and they are very heavy. If you go back and go and really put together a purpose statement, nothing can hold you, nothing. But you know why? Because the purpose statement is your very essence, is your core, is who you are and who you have been created to be. So what do I mean? If you can find what inspires you, what motivates you, those are things that you don't decide. You don't decide, oh, I want to be inspired by this. No. You just see something or something happens and you just feel yourself moved to it, meaning that is a natural thing. So what I mean is that you are going through a natural process. If we're talking about personal, what is personal to you? And guess what? You don't need to focus on things that are discouraging you. What happens is that when you, by yourself, you see, just like a child that when the parents start seeing that, maybe you are writing, they say, what this writing? Nothing. Every day you be writing this. But one day you're writing, you just see like that boy that was dancing ballet. He used not to dance ballet. And now in the environment like that, until one day globally, it was put online, boom. Would they not say, wow, this is the best thing you could have done? So you see, you should not limit yourself to what is or think that you are going to be helped, because you are accountable for your life. When the chips are down, you are always going to be accountable for your life. So it's not a matter also, it's first your own, the onus is on you, is to discover who I am, what inspires me, what motivates me, what makes me passionate, what am I passionate about. Nobody can tell you what that thing is, not even I. What I can do is to guide you such that you discover and such that you articulate. But I cannot say, this is what you are passionate about. How will I know? Nobody can do that. So everybody around you can be saying, hey, it's not working, this, but you are focused because you can see. You can see it. The only thing I need you to do is to be able to see it. If you can see it, leave it. If you can't, that's why you're still dancing around my environment. You are telling me this. You know what? When you see a thing and nobody, let me give you an example. When a woman, when she's pregnant, she's the only one that knows her. Except she and her doctor. Guess what? Before the doctor, she will know that her mind, her inner voice, her wisdom is telling her there's something different. It has happened already. The change has already happened. Guess what? She was pregnant how many weeks before she knew? Then guess what? Some people will see her 3 months because it has not come out. They will say, hey, when they'll be praying for you, oh, this time next year, your own will come. She will just keep quiet. Will she start getting angry? Hey, like, you don't know that my own has come? You don't need to talk. You don't need to say my own has come. Why? They will see in time. In time. Some people, it's 7 months. They'll just say, you've had it. What happened? Yes, while you were sleeping, I was working. While you were sleeping, I was there on that path, eating right, doing the right things, and informing myself, taking my vitamins, going for my antenatal. This and this. Does it matter who is telling you? I don't think you're really pregnant. So leave them now, Abby. Leave them to be saying that. That's not their business. Your own business is to fuel yourself with your own fire, the fire in your bones, and say, this is my purpose statement. Every morning you look at it, you read it. People that focus, go and listen to the stories of the greats. They don't just become great in one day. Everybody has the ability to be great, every single person. And it's not because in my background, not even in this day and age, it's easier now to blow from anywhere. It's easier from anywhere. See that boy in a dancing ballet in the streets. I say, hey, dancing school somewhere in America. I beg, please don't give me this. People should not let me get. Oh, wow. I've had a fantastic time today. Thank you so much.
Yeah, YBB, thank you very much. Just before you go, I'm going to give you the opportunity for last comment. And look into the eyes of all your audience right now, and you're just going to say, those parting words. If you had to meet all of them, each one of them, something striking that you think, if they don't get it all, if they don't understand all you've been saying, what is that last thing you want them to have in their minds?
Well, I think that the thing that I would say to you is that every time you're given an opportunity, show up. Every time, show up. Don't be afraid. Don't hold back your voice. Don't hold back your thoughts. Show up as yourself. Okay? So that's what I'll say, show up.
Right. Every time you're given an opportunity, show up. Don't hold back yourself. Another thing that you said also that's striking is that, yes, our current reality right now may be COVID-19, but COVID-19 happened for me. It happened for you. So find a way, just find a way to see something. Once you see something, you will move the mountains to make sure you get it or you achieve it. YBB, thank you so very much. It's been a pleasure having you on this session. Again, like I said, I know 1 hour does not do it, yeah? But we'll try to see how we find time and find relevant places. Again, please, where can they find you? How they can interact with you? Just reel that out again. I know you mentioned IG, so that
you can find me. Just look for my name, Yetunde Bankole-Bernard, on any platform you would find me, actually. So if you're looking for me on LinkedIn, put down my name. If you're looking for me on Facebook, Yetunde Bankole-Bernard, look for me. I identity coach on IG and all of those things. All the opportunities. Yeah, I really love your comments. I really love it. You know, so I'm going to gift you guys with something. I'm going to give.
Wow. Hey, round of applause before she even gives it out. Okay,
I'm
let's
going
hear
to
it.
gift you with an ebook. It's called, my ebook, I think it's the 4 things you need to do now, self-reinvention. 4 things you need
Okay.
to do now, self-reinvention. I'm going to gift you. So I'm going to send it and you guys can have a link to it. Yes, I'm also like, I'm hosting, that's true. I'm hosting a session on Saturday for image and identity design. So it's about personal and professional identity. For people that just feel like, I know I want to do something, I don't know how, or I've not been able to articulate, how do I really get into this social space? How do I put together this whole thing called personal branding? How do I put it? So I'm wearing my communications hat on that one. It's 30,000, but I can give you guys a 10,000 naira discount. So for you guys only, but you'll have to let me know that you're from here. Yes, you have to let me know that you're from here so I can give you.
Let me understand. When you say 10,000 naira discount, are they paying 10,000 naira or are they paying
No, they're paying
20,000 naira?
20,000. It's 30,000. You know what? What's the age demographics I'm talking to?
Is majorly between 18 to 35.
Oh, okay. So they can pay 15K.
Okay.
So it's 30,000 or they can pay 15K. I've not given anybody that price because I understand it. So, but it is what it is. So it's either you do that or, you know, so if you're really like, oh, I have an idea or I want to put together my personal identity or my professional identity, there's something I want to do. So that session is a closed session. It's an exclusive session for a few people and it's 30,000. That's the normal price, but we can create a link for you guys. 15,000 naira. Let me share. You have our details, so you can share the email address or anything. So just send in your message, and then we'll do that. But also, I have that free ebook for your team. Everybody, yeah.
Okay, I'll follow up with you on that. Thank you. So once again, thank you. We feel so blessed. We feel so privileged. We feel so happy. You know, having had you on this and that. The fact that we can also follow up on the giftings and other, you know, value that you bring to our community. Thank you so very much, YBB, for your time. Well, I'm going to see you on the other side and then we'll follow up from there. Thank you very much.
Thank you, everyone. Let me say, can we put together our hands? Can we clap? Can we thank each other?
Yay.
Say, this is YBB style. As many people as you can see here, just say thank you. Thank you for coming. Thank you. Just write their names. Thank you. So for instance, I can see Amma. I'm going to say thank you, Amma. I'm writing that. Aisha, I'm going to write yes. Thank you. So everybody just write thank you, everybody,
thank you,
for coming.
Martha.
Yes,
thank
just
you, Rosemont.
Thank each other. Love each other.
Thank you, team.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, Martha. Yes. Thank you, Maruf. Thank you, Kolawole. Thank you, Elizabeth. Thank you, everyone. For
thank you, Elizabeth.
Thank you. Put your hands together. Yes. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Your digital clapping. Thank you, Victor. Yes.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I love the energy you always bring to conversations like this.
Yes.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Okay, guys. So you've heard it. You've had the privilege also to be gifted ebook and of course to get such a great discount on this thing. So we're going to be following up with an evaluation right after now. We want you to fill that evaluation. I don't know if I'm going to make it strictly to those that will fill the evaluation, but this is, you know, this is just to encourage you to fill the evaluation so that it also help her work. All right, so fill the evaluation and then we're going to share the link and the materials with you as soon as we're able to get it. So it's been a pleasure. My name is Yetunde Patrick. It's been the Bridge Leadership Foundation hosting you on this. Please check us out on our website, www.thebridgeleadership.org. You see everything that we do. We try to also, you know, build your capacity, help you discover yourself, help you know your path, support you in your journey, either entrepreneurially or, you know, in your efforts to create change in the community, or just, you know, grow yourself for the purpose of self-improvement. We try to do all of that also. So keep in touch with us. Go to our Facebook page, go to our Instagram page, go to our Twitter page, tweet at us, tell us, oh, the Bridge, I was at your event with YBB and it was massive. So go on online and make that, you know, comment. Tell us how it was online, and then we'll also take it up from there. So thank you. It's been a pleasure hanging out
Yes,
with us
thank you.
this afternoon. YBB, thank you very much.
Tag us on all of your IG stories
Yes,
and all of
we
that.
will.
At Bridge Clinic, at Identity Coach, tag. Say it was fire.
Yeah.
Thank you, guys.
It was fire. Thank you, YBB.
Thank you.
Enjoy the rest of the day.
Yes, you too. Thank you.